Hello guys, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessing and mercy of God all be upon you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, I'm going to answer some misconceptions in the following sketch. In the duet sketch or skit or not skit, sorry. Duet, sketch, remix, whatever. English.
I challenge any Muslim to give me a logical answer to the question I'm about to ask without being emotional. Please, I'm not attacking your religion. I'm just asking a question.
Understood. And if you are genuine, you will get a genuine response.
Alright, so in chapter 69, verse 44 of your Qur'an,
I see where you're going with this. Surah Al-Haqqa, verse 44 to 46. Also, just a comment. Qur'an.com is an amazing site. The translation by Dr. Mustafa Al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, is amazing. But it's not a translation I prefer. I use the Noble Quran translation, Tafsir Usmani by Dr. Alama Shabir Ahmad Usmani. So, and that I find this translation to be more accurate when it comes to the Arabic linguistics. So, I will correct you using this, inshallah.
Allah is telling us what He'll do with Muhammad if he's a false prophet and if he makes up something in the name of God.
What you said makes no sense, respectfully, because the Quran was revealed to Muhammad for us. So he's not telling us, he's telling Muhammad. And he's telling Muhammad kind of like as a warning, like, hey, don't change anything, don't reword anything, don't paraphrase anything, keep it word for word exactly the way it is. And alhamdulillah, that he has fulfilled that mission and obligation.
It reads, had the messenger made up something in our name, we would have certainly seized him by his right hand, then severed his aorta.
Now see, this is what I have the problem with. It says aorta, because al-watin is the Arabic term, but it's no longer used in modern Arabic, meaning back then, the way classical Arabic evolved into modern Arabic, most likely it was a metaphor and not a literal aorta, because the word for aorta in Arabic is al-abhar, which is different from al-watin. Al-watin is different from al-abhar. Al-watin means any vein or any artery that sustains life. Actually, the translation I use says, cut his neck, life vein. I know it's inverted, but bear with me. We would have cut his neck or life vein. And this is more accurate. It's more accurate because al-watin can mean any artery or vein necessary for life as well. So it doesn't have to be the aorta. It can also be the jugular vein, for example.
And none of you could have shielded him from us. So Allah is very clearly saying that if Muhammad was a false prophet, and if he made something in the name of God, then Allah would grab him by his right hand and kill him. Specifically, he would sever his aorta.
Again, he's not saying if he's a false prophet. Again, this is meant as a warning to him, again, not to change anything. Also, not aorta, again.
Obviously not in a literal sense with some scissors cutting his aorta, but you get the point. So just one more time, if Allah was mad at Muhammad for making something up in his name, none of you guys could have stopped him from grabbing him by his right hand and severing his aorta.
Again, al-watin means any vein or artery that sustains life. It doesn't even have to be the jugular vein or aorta. It can be metaphorical, basically. Let's say the soul. It can mean that as well. So
now let me ask you, Muslims, do you know how your prophet died?
Prophets do not die in the literal sense that we die. They depart from this world, sure, but they are still in a realm of consciousness, unlike the realm of consciousness we experience after death. They are still intact with the world. But anyways, that's besides the point. Yes, he died 3 years after the poison from Khaybar. After Khaybar, a woman in Khaybar fed him poisoned meat, and he felt the effects over a long period of time. After 3 years, he started to feel extremely ill, and that's eventually how he died. Also, I see the point you're going to make, and I'm going to refute it when you make that point.
According to Sahih Bukhari 4428, the Prophet in his ailment in which he died used to say, "O Aisha, I still feel the pain caused by the food I ate at Khaybar."
I will pull the hadith in the original Arabic, yes. Okay. هذا one انقطاع أبهري. You see how nowhere in that says al-watin. It actually says abhari, which actually the physical aorta. Also context matters here. Let's give you a hypothetical. Let's say I said that if you were a liar, you would go to the hospital and die of a stomachache. Okay? Let's say the way you died is you went to the hospital, but it was not of a stomach ache, it was a kidney failure. Would it be right to say, oh, you went to the hospital, so that fulfills the prophecy? Let's do more in depth, okay? There are thousands of stomach-related diseases that can cause death. Let's say your cause of death was ulcer. Okay? Ulcer. Your cause of death was an ulcer, because why not? Let's say I said, if you were lying, you would have stomach cancer and die. Now, from like a non-medical perspective, some person might say, oh, what is the difference? Like a lot of people, honestly, they don't know this stuff. But there's still two different things. There is ulcer and there is cancer or tumor or whatever. There's a strict differentiation, though. I said that you would die of a cancer, but you died of an ulcer. Those are two different things.
And at this time, I feel as if my aorta is being cut from that poison. There are a million different ways for a man to die. And you're telling me that Muhammad just so happened to die the specific death that a prophet would die had he been a false prophet?
Again, no, not the specific death, because it wasn't that death at all. It was abhar, not yatim. There are two different words here for a reason. Also, that verse kind of revealed to prove his prophecy that he wasn't killed at that moment, so he was a true prophet. Because that reverse? I keep saying reverse instead of verse. I'm so sorry. That verse was revealed for that specific time to prove that, hey, this guy is a prophet. We did not kill him because he's truthful. So he didn't die at that time. He wasn't a liar, so the condition hadn't even been met. So he could not have been a false prophet.
At the beginning, I said, please do not comment with emotions. And I can already see in the comments, the Muslims in there saying, oh, technically, he didn't say his aorta was actually being cut. He said...
And that's another valid argument. A lot of the things that are said about pain, like, oh, I feel my aorta is being severed, or oh, this, oh, that, those things are mainly metaphorical, at least within the Arabic language, اللغات العربية. Mainly these... I'm having a stroke. These things are mainly metaphorical. They're not meant to be taken literally word for word. It can be literal, sure. And in this case, even if it was literal, it doesn't disprove it. But it's still a valid argument. It's still a valid interpretation. And we will only find out on the Day of Judgment. Thank you.
You feel, bro, that's not logical thinking. You and I both know this. But of course, who am I to know anything? I'll be in the comments reading your answers.